Thanks so much for joining us today. It's been a consequential week in the news, awaiting word on the grand jury looking into former President Trump's actions leading up to the 2016 election. But could he also be facing additional legal jeopardy in other cases? All week he's been calling on his supporters to protest. We're going to get reaction from Indiana lawmakers coming up. But first, our team in Washington has a recap.
Eyes are focused on New York City because a criminal investigation of former President Donald Trump's actions could result in his arrest. Former President Donald Trump says he expects to be arrested following a grand jury investigation of his alleged hush money payment before the 2016 election. Trump calls that story a fairy tale, and the prosecutor expected to bring the charges highly political. On Monday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis agreed the case appears politically motivated.
And he chooses to go back many, many years ago to try to use something about porn star hush money payments. You know, that's an example of pursuing a political agenda.
But if charges are made, DeSantis gave no indication he would stop Trump for being extradited back to New York.
We're not going to be involved in it in any way.
Trump is calling on his supporters to, quote, protest and take our nation back. But former Vice President Mike Pence told ABC supporters need to stay calm.
If this occurs on Tuesday, that they need to do so peacefully and in a lawful manner.
The White House says it is monitoring the situation.
I'm not tracking any individual or specific threats.
When it comes to Americans who want to protest, they should do it peacefully.
The House Judiciary Committee also put out a letter demanding the Manhattan District Attorney provide communications and documents relating to this. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Basil, thanks. So the DA responded to House Republicans late this past week saying, quote, Donald Trump created a false expectation, in his words, that he'd be arrested the next day and that there was no basis for congressional inquiry at this point, saying he'll fight any attempt to meddle in his case. Some reports late this past week that any indictment may not happen until at least this coming week, if not later. Earlier this week, we had the chance to ask Indiana Senator Todd Young about the former president's legal troubles and his calls for protest.
I'm still learning about this situation, and I think everyone across the country wants to make sure that if this prosecution is something that moves forward, it's done in a way that is consistent with due process, and no one is singled out for specific attention.
Also, any comments on him asking his supporters to go protest if he does get arrested as well?
Any protests in this country under the First Amendment must be peaceful protests.
Now, in a statement from Congressman Larry Bucshon's office, a spokesperson said, while Dr. Bucshon believes nobody is above the law, he also believes the charges potentially issued against the former president appear to be politically motivated. He also thinks that anybody who chooses to protest should do so in a peaceful manner, as is their right under the First Amendment. Congressman Andre Carson said no one, not even a former president, is above the law. If a grand jury votes to indict Mr. Trump, he says he urges everyone to unequivocally condemn any violent protests that attempt to subvert our democracy. As for what all of this means, this week we also got some expert analysis from IU political science professor Gerald Wright.
I think it is significant in two really fundamental ways. Some people are saying it's just a misdemeanor. Don't worry about this. It's not a big deal. But if you think about it for a second, what is at stake is fairness in the democracy. He is accused of paying hush money to a porn star so that information did not get out just strategically before the election. Given the closeness of the election, that may well have made the difference. Nobody knows, but it's a possibility. That makes it really significant. We may have elected, he may not have actually won the election, even by the funny business that we have with the Electoral College. So that's one. The second is that this is the first time in American history that there's ever been a president considered for criminal indictment and that might go to prison. Now, this is extraordinarily divisive because he has so much, because of our polarized politics, he has fundamental support, strong support among what they call his core, or the MAGA Republicans. They will believe him. And a lot of the country are going to believe that isn't the case. And this is undermining the fundamental faith in basic democratic institutions. And that is significant. We don't know what will happen for Trump. one outside possibility, probably a pretty small probability, that he'll go to jail. The other is that he'll go along and continue to run for office, and then the legal system and the constitutional system have to decide what to do. And I do not know what the outcome of that would be.
All right, we'll talk about it all with our panel coming up today.